Hello. I just wanted to give an earlier um, video for just kind of how this channel is getting started with the topic that it's on. Um, I can definitely explain more about different parts of like how my baby got here. But essentially, he was due on March 14th and ended up coming on February 4th because I had gone to an appointment. I was with a midwife at the time, and in my area, this particular midwife and the girls that she worked with were part of an association, so they're licensed. Everything was like totally normal. I had chosen to see a midwife as opposed to a doctor because I am over 35, and the care that I would have gotten being AMA, they call it advanced maternal age, just was really overwhelming. They wanted to do, I think this is just common everywhere in Western culture at least. They want to do every test they have available on you and your baby throughout the pregnancy, and I kind of was feeling overwhelmed both financially and just mentally. I didn't want to do something that would freak me out unnecessarily about the baby or just the direction, and it was getting to be a lot. So I switched to a midwife pretty early on February 4th. I was at an appointment with the midwife, and she took my blood pressure, and she was like, got to do this again. And I was like, and she was actually training somebody during this meeting, and I was like, okay. So they took it again, and I actually had another kid with me at the appointment, but he was out like playing like in the kid area with like blocks and stuff. And so it didn't take too long before they were like, you gotta go. And I'm like, go where? But I didn't feel super, but I didn't think anything was wrong. They're like, to the hospital. We're gonna like fax your papers. He just ate. So thankfully there was a really nice hospital in my area. I went right over there. I felt much better that she had gotten the paperwork started. I had the 8-year-old with me. I felt better having him with me too. I got there, the hours ticked by. I asked myself, like looking back on the day, how was I there for 3 hours before my C-section? I don't remember doing very much, but they kept bringing people in. I sent I sent my mom a text on the way over there. I talked to my husband and said, can you bring Josh, the 8-year-old, can you bring him a sandwich? And then come and get him later. And then like they were like, can we do an ultrasound on the baby, just see if he's growing, up to speed? And I was like, sure, like that's fine. And they're like, he is kind of like behind by like maybe a week or so. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, we're gonna do a C-section in an hour. And my immediate concern was, oh no, this happens to everybody. They try to push this. Maybe it's not necessary. And it soon became apparent that, and mind you, I don't know what my blood pressure readings were, but I know that they were really high. It soon became apparent that this wasn't a situation where they were trying to push something for convenience. It was more like, no, we know you have preeclampsia. And I knew what that was. And I knew like, okay, this means the baby has to come out now. And once I was able to decide that he's old enough, he was over 34 weeks, that he was old enough to be okay, I was like, all right. But I wasn't all right. I had never, ever imagined myself in that situation. And for a lot of people, maybe it's the easier way, and it's different for everyone, but as opposed to like delivering the baby, through normal labor. But it was really scary. The midwife actually came to the operation with me. I didn't want anyone in my family in the room, and so she came in the room with me instead. And it all went very quickly. I did ask ahead of time, like, how long will this take? And they're like, 15 minutes, for the baby to come out. and he actually was out in like 5 minutes, which to me was just like a big relief. Yeah, but I mean, outside of like two like hi and bye moments in the room there, I didn't really get to see him very much until maybe the next day, because they were monitoring me pretty closely, and he was in the NICU just to also be monitored. But he was very healthy and doing okay. He was almost never on oxygen, even though he spent between 3 and 4 weeks in the NICU. It was kind of just like he was getting like special treatment. Like the staff there they didn't have a lot of babies, so they had plenty of time to care about him a lot. It's a really well staffed hospital and very close to our house. And it's definitely been very different compared to having him home to having him there, but it really set both he and I up for a really good start. And yeah, so that's in brief why I'm making videos now about like little preemies. So this channel might be all over the place. That's the fun way to do it. I like making videos that are unexpected, but that's the tone that we're at right now. And yeah, okay, stick around. Thanks.